So Pro Musica is 37 musicians that come from all over the country that in some ways choose to make Pro Musica and Columbus their musical home. Our home base is the Southern Theater, primarily in beautiful downtown Columbus. We have really been committed to also bringing our music to other surrounding communities.
A lot of people think in terms of certain types of music. Well, you're only going to hear this in a theater, a concert hall, and I think we kind of shared this mutual feeling that it needs to be brought to the people in a non-traditional setting to expose more people to that type of music.
As we've come up with concepts for what kind of themes we wanted to bring into the venues, well, the first one, the inaugural sessions that we did at Wolf's Ridge, we had our string quartet play an entire program of music inspired by movies.
They love it. The crowd, they just go nuts, and I think it's very personal to them to have something that's instantly recognizable, and they're going to attach themselves to that music.
The idea really is to somehow tie threads and better connect music that we hear a lot today, so maybe what we call pop culture, and tie it back to there are roots, a lot of roots to what we hear today as what was performed 200 to 300 years ago by great composers like Mozart and Beethoven.
Johann Sebastian Bach wrote that prelude almost 300 years ago. Now, obviously, the world's changed a bit since then. Bach never rode in a car, sent an email, or even traveled very far in his life. But music has not changed at all since Bach's time. That piece works the same way as this. And definitely this, too.
It was really because of a wonderful grant through PNC Arts Alive that allowed us this opportunity to dream this up and to make it a reality. The sessions really does, I think, break down barriers between what's happening on stage and in the audience. One, the nature of the venue, but two, I think it just enhances what Pro Musica is about, which is connection between the musician and the person seated right in front of you.
And the next piece I'm going to play is a really good example of how much Bach could do with just 3 notes. Starts off like this.
I think it's really important for people to open up their minds to experiencing different things. I think really opens some doors and people discover something that they didn't realize they loved.
I think the Pro Musica sessions really is going to pave the way in terms of how we think about the future of classical music and just music in general. And I think that when people walk away, they will have felt like they were part of something very personal and very special.